Welcome to your Mental Wellness Pod, a channel where we explore evidence based strategies to support your mental health and emotional well being. My name is Scholastica Sachov, a social work practitioner and psychotherapist. I'm also the owner of SA Counseling Services, a private practice based in London, Ontario. Today, I want to talk about something we all face at some point in our lives: grief. In this video, I will briefly explore what is grief, how it can affect your mental health, healthy ways to cope with grief, and how to manage it during holidays and special occasions. In simple terms, grief is a natural emotional response to loss. It can show up as waves of emotions and affect how we think, feel, and behave. There is no set timeline for grief, and everyone experiences it differently. For some, it can be intensified by past losses or the adversities they have encountered in life. Grief can be individual or collective. Collective grief refers to emotional impact of a loss experienced by a group or community, such as a public tragedy or shared crisis. Even though the loss is shared, it can affect each person intensely and individually, depending on their circumstances. Collective grief is a normal human response and deserves care and attention, just like personal grief. Grief is not just about sadness, it can be confusing, overwhelming, and unpredictable. Common experiences include shock or numbness, anger and frustration, guilt or regret, confusion, loneliness, physical symptoms such as fatigue, headache, changes in sleep pattern, or loss of appetite. Grief can be acute, complicated, or traumatic, depending on factors such as the nature of the loss, the relationship you had with the deceased, their age, and the circumstances surrounding the death. I won't touch on stages of grief in this video. My goal is to share practical ways to cope and heal from grief. Grief is not only about death. While it is often associated with death, it can also result from many other life challenges, including loss of a job, divorce or the end of a relationship, chronic illnesses or medical diagnosis, loss of independence as a result of illness, major life transitions such as retirement, moving, or becoming an empty nester. Also, ending a relationship or friendship, losing a home, leaving a neighborhood or community. Fertility challenges are huge and often go unspoken. Caring for a loved one with special needs. Today, however, my focus is on grief following the death of a loved one. I may explore other forms of grief in the future. Impact of grief on mental health. Losing a loved one, even a pet, can significantly affect your mental health, especially when grief is not processed in healthy ways. Grief can impact us emotionally, mentally, and physically. It can cause emotional distress like sadness, anxiety, anger, guilt, numbness, or even relief. In terms of cognitive challenges, it can cause difficulties in concentrating, it can cause confusion, racing or repetitive thoughts, and it can also lead to behavioral changes like withdrawal, changes in sleep patterns, or loss of appetite or neglecting your self care. For some people, it can worsen their mental health challenges, like it can worsen depression, anxiety, trauma responses, or even feelings of hopelessness. And for physical symptoms, it can weaken your immune system, it can cause fatigue or overall health challenges. That is why it is important to learn how to grieve in healthy ways. It is crucial also to be able to acknowledge all emotions. You may feel love, anger, sadness, shock, and relief. All those emotions are valid, and it's important for you to focus on how to express them in a healthy way. Healthy ways to manage grief and coping strategies. Dealing with grief requires a holistic approach. Here are several strategies to manage these challenging emotions. Practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Engaging in simple practices and grounding techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, and journaling can help manage stress and reduce anxiety while experiencing grief and also promote a sense of calm and presence. Develop a support network. Surround yourself with supportive community and also with people that care about you will really reduce the impact of grief. Also, friends and family and loved ones can also be there for you to make it easier for you. Talk about your loss to someone you trust. Discussing your feelings and sharing memories with trusted friends, with family members, or even attending support groups can provide a sense of relief and validation. And engaging in physical activities and find creative outlets. Regular exercise can boost your mood and energy levels. Watch one of my previous videos on the importance of physical exercise on your mental health for more tips on what to do in terms of exercise. Creative activities like painting, writing, or playing music will also offer an expressive outlet for your emotions. And set realistic goals and maintain a routine. When you establish or maintain a daily routine, that will help to keep you focused. Again, I have a video that talks about the importance of scheduling on your mental health. Also, set realistic, small, and achievable goals because that will help to bring a sense of normalcy and purpose. And all of these things will help you rebuild your life again after a loss and focus on your self care. Prioritizing self care activities such as good nutrition, good rest, adequate sleep, engaging in enjoyable activities is very crucial. I often remind my clients to develop a toolkit with a list of activities they enjoy for self care so that will be easier for them to just refer to that. You can also establish a self care plan and make sure you apply it. Self discipline can be difficult during grief, so it's important for you to maybe ask a loved one to support you through your journey and reflect on positive memories of your loved one. That will bring that sense of connection and also remember their impact. Keep meaningful traditions. You can engage in cultural or traditional practices. I know in some cultures, people will gather and cook together, they will gather and dine together, they will also gather and sing and dance and pray with the person, which leads me to prayers and fellowship. If you're a fellow Christian, join your local church. I know some people don't like to leave the house during grief, but you can engage in prayers with loved ones. You can engage in fellowship because these things will help to bring normalcy to your life. And joining a grief support group. In most areas or communities, they have grief support groups. So find out if there is one in your community and make sure you join and practicing self compassion. This is very important. Treat yourself with the same love and care and kindness that you offer a close friend in your situation. And allow yourself to have moments of joy. Feeling happiness doesn't mean that you have erased the thoughts of that loved one because I always see that people will feel guilty to enjoy themselves. No, your loved one will still want you to continue to live and accept imperfect closure. Healing can happen even without all the answers or final conversations that you wish you had with your loved one. And practice self forgiveness, letting go of any blame, resentment, especially towards yourself, will reduce that guilt and support your healing journey. And you can write a letter to your loved one, indicating the things you wish you told them. This is one of the techniques that I use for my clients that I see in my practice. And a lot of them always tell me how relieving it is to write that letter to their loved one. Dealing with guilt after loss. Guilt is very common during grief and can intensify your grief. Most often, people will think I should have done that, or I should have been there, or I didn't take this decision and that's why it happened. Please, when you find yourself thinking this way, you engage self compassion, knowing that you did what you could under the circumstances that you found yourself in. And also remember that you want to engage in things that will bring you peace and rest and continue living after your loved one is gone. Navigating grief during holidays and special occasions. Holidays and special days can intensify grief for some people. The absence feels louder and loneliness may deepen, especially during the first year after the loss. I often see people in my practice around birthdays, their anniversaries, Mother's Day, Father's Day, wedding ceremonies, pregnancies, and grieving the fact that their loved one will not be there to support them or to see their child. So, ignoring these feelings will not make them to go away. So, here are the ways you can cope. You should also apply the same coping strategies and techniques that I have just highlighted, plus acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to feel sad, nostalgic, or overwhelmed during holidays or these special occasions. The key is planning ahead while staying flexible. Plan what you will do on those special days. Yes, I help clients sometimes to co plan what they can do for that loved one on those special days. And reimagine your traditions, adapt old rituals, or create new ones that feel manageable to you. And set boundaries. Say no when needed and protect your energy. If you're feeling that this day I want to spend it just by myself, you should not feel guilty and let loved ones know that that's how you want to spend that day and communicate your needs. Those that will understand will know that that's what you need and honor the memory of your loved ones. You can share stories, you can listen to music that they love, you can cook their favorite meal, visit their favorite restaurant, or support a cause they care about. Try not to engage in a cause that will overwhelm you or something you don't believe in. Sometimes I hear people want to engage in an activity that their loved one used to, but then they don't really like it. And I always remind them that no, it's not about just doing things for your loved one that are heavy on you. Do what you are comfortable with and what you believe in as well. And also prioritize your self care. Grief is emotionally and physically exhausting, and allow joy once more. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to feel that peace. And grief and love and comfort can coexist. Even if the relationship was complicated, honor your loved one in the best way that you could. One of the most important things is seeking professional help. Seeking professional help is very important. A psychotherapist like myself or a grief counselor can provide a safe, supportive, and non judgmental space to help you with your grief. A grief counselor will help you name your pain or clarify your thoughts. They will help you to unpack your emotions, explore how you are being impacted, and provide tools for you to manage the anger, shock, denial, sadness, anxiety, or disorientation, or whatever you might be feeling. A therapist will also help provide tailored support to help you navigate your grief in healthy ways and also support you in managing the guilt, isolation, or depressive symptoms that you may be feeling at that time while providing coping skills and grounding techniques. You will also learn how to regain your inner stability and how to grieve in a healthy way. In conclusion, I want you to remember that grief is natural and everyone experiences it differently. Healthy grieving involves acknowledging emotions, taking care of yourself, seeking support, and learning to live with the loss of your loved one in a healthy way. We grieve for life because we don't stop thinking about our loved one. and it is important to learn how to grieve in a healthy way. You can share with a friend or a loved one who will benefit from this video. Once more, I am the co-author of Abigail and Friends, a storybook that introduces children to mental health in simple, relatable, and engaging ways. It's a wonderful resource for caregivers, teachers, and mental health professionals. Many adults have also shared that it has helped them better understand mental health challenges. If you have a hard time understanding how mental health challenges affect your well being, this book is a great place for you to start. You can find copies on Amazon. The link is below. You are also welcome to reach out to me directly for more details. I have exciting news. The French version is also available on Amazon now. This just got released this month. So it's also a great way for you to practice your French. If you found this video helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more mental health insights and evidence-based practical tips to support your mental health. And also feel free to send me a private message if you have any questions about your mental well-being. And finally, don't hesitate to seek professional support. If you are struggling, you deserve help and don't have to navigate it all by yourself. Thank you and see you next time.